Hello everyone, it's Rebecca from the Good Stitchery. I'm here today with a crochet hook test. Let me just take my watch off because it always gets in the way for these. Alright, so a while back when I went to Spinning Yarns, New Hampshire, I picked up these two hooks. I think I mentioned them briefly in that video. I don't know that I did much with them. So these are from Laurel Hill, and they're both in the Forest Palm. I have the J and the L. And then a ways, like a long time after that, I was looking for somewhere to buy the Lantern Moon line, and Laurel Hill carries those. So when I was placing my Laurel Hill order for Lantern Moon, I also picked up one each of the different hook types that they make. So these are their in-house hooks. So I have a J in ebony, a K in, I'm going to butcher these names, Namok, an L in Tray, it's T-R-A-I, and an M in Forest Palm. And now I'm not sure about the ebony specifically, but I know for the Namok and the Try, they both said on the listings that they use the off-cuttings of wood from furniture production in Vietnam, and I think they said that for the Forest Palm as well. So it's like a recycling thing. Which is really cool. Their website mentioned that their company is dedicated to environmentalism type things. And the hooks are pretty cool. I have used these two a bit, and they have this really comfortable thumb rest right here. So they are technically an ergonomic hook type, but significantly cheaper than a lot of the other ergonomic hook types I use. So I wanted to try these out. So this is just a worsted weight wool nylon blend that I dyed up a while ago. That's for a future video. We'll come back to that, but we are going to use it for these tests. I do wish they came in a not plastic sleeve. They're not really my favorite sleeve. I'd be fine with a paper sleeve that just had like the branding on it maybe. There's no branding on the sleeves. Alright, let's start with the smallest hook and then just do a row with each of the hooks and see how these work. Alright, so I didn't find any issues while testing the hooks in terms of roughness or anything along those lines. They all seem to be very well polished, very smooth. They feel pretty dense for their size, which is nice. I do really like the wood grain in the Forest Palm ones. Of the four, I think my least favorite is the ebony, but just because it looks kind of dull compared to the others. Alright, so I wanted to compare the head shape of the hooks to some of my other hooks. I tried to find some more not Tunisian ones, but I don't have a huge number of wooden hooks that are not Tunisian hooks. So, as you can see, the Laurel Hill hook head has a very slight point. You can see the angle of the throat and the very subtle taper going up to the thumb rest. They are wider. From looking at them straight on, they're wider, and then looking at them from the side, they're a little thinner, so they're more of a flat shape for the hook as a whole. And it's fairly long, although it's not like you can use them for Tunisian crochet because it's a thumb rest. So this is the Furls Streamline, also ebony, I think. So there's the Laurel Hill, and you can see the more rounded head shape on the Furls. Very, very tiny point to the tip, but not much. And obviously very different handle. The handle for the Furls is lower in the body of the hook than the one for the Laurel Hill. Now these four are Tunisian, well no, this one's just a regular crochet hook. This one is the, what is it called? It's written on there, Lantern Moon. So that's a completely round head. There's no point on that one. these three are Tunisian crochet hooks, but I'm pretty sure the head shapes are the same on the regular crochet hook equivalents. So this one is Knitter's Pride, this one is KnitPicks, and this one is Luca, the L-Y-K-K-E one. Let's just take a look at those head shapes. Knitter's Pride has a very pointy head shape and a different angle on the throat. KnitPicks is completely rounded and really deeply cut out at the throat. I actually find this one super annoying. I hardly ever use it, but there's no point to it whatsoever. It's just round. And then the Luca one has a similar cutout, but then the head itself is much smaller and more of like a octagon type of deal. So yeah, very different head shapes on all of these. I guess I could grab some metal hooks. I can go look for some. Alright, so whenever I don't plan on using a hook very often, it goes in one of these. I have a lot of these with hooks and needles organized into them. So these ones are the Diacraft Tunisian hooks. They're in this one because it's magnetized. Alright, so they have a very pointy head. A little bit of similarity there. These are obviously going to be different because they're made of metal, but there are some similarities. Let's see, I have Tulip. Oops. Which ones are these? I think these are the knockoff ones. I'm trying to find the clover ones. That one? Yeah, that's a clover. Here we go, that's the correct size. And then just a lot of random different hooks in here. I thought these would have done better than they did, but they were not very popular. They're a little slippery, which is probably why. Okay, yeah, we'll just look at these two. The rest is not helpful. So I got a tulip and a clover, both 6mm, which is a J. So there's the Laurel Hill hook head, and there's the clover and tulip. Tulip is a very pointy V shape. Clover is more rounded. I mean, the Laurel Hill is honestly pretty similar to the clover. So if you're looking for a wooden ergonomic hook and you really like the clover hooks, this might be a good option. I would say that the thumb rest is similar as well, although at a very slightly different height. So hopefully that helps. I want to try to compare them to hooks you would have in your stash so that you can decide if they're worth buying. And before you ask, the Laurel Hill hooks are not going in this box because this box is specifically metal and plastic. I have them organized by material because I'm a nerd. Alright. So yeah, I did like these quite a bit, and they are significantly cheaper than a lot of my other hooks. And I mean, they're not ugly, they're relatively pretty. I really like the natural woods. I am especially fond of this one. Now I will say that because it is a natural product, and also that they're taking the scraps from a recycling type of deal, when I was looking at the pictures of them online, they can vary very wildly in color. So if you specifically like the red color, I can't guarantee that you're going to get the red color. It has a range. That went for the tri color as well. The forest palm also has a range. I have 3 of them, and they vary in darkness and level of streakiness quite a bit. Even just on the individual hook, I mean, look at the front of this one versus the back of it. So if you're one of those people that requires their set of hooks to look like a perfect set, that's probably not going to happen unless you get the ebony, and even then I can't guarantee that. It's just ebony is pretty dark, so it's more likely to look all the same. But yeah, I can't really promise that for any hook, not just for this brand, but anything that's made of wood. You can't guarantee it's all going to look the same. So yeah, that's about it. I will have a link in the description to the Laurel Hill website, and I think Spinning Yarns has a website as well, so I'll link to that as well as to my video where I bought the hooks the first time. And I guess that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope I'll see y'all again soon.